Hey everyone, welcome to the show. We appreciate you showing up tonight to the Bash Brothers Show. We're your host. I'm Chef Dre. This is Mountain Matt.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 2. We're going to get into some news stories and give you some opinions.
If you showed up for episode 2, we really appreciate you. If this is your first episode, this is a not safe for work environment. Please do not have your kids around listening.
That's right. Adult content warning.
That's because Matt is here. I am totally friendly, safe for work. So, Matt, how was your week?
It's pretty hectic, man. I was in the middle of a move and doing farm work all week. Not a whole lot to talk about in that regard, but a lot of busy work this week.
It's farm work like got some tomatoes and cucumbers out in the garden in the backyard, or
No, more like fencing down in a swamp. Running fence all the way down to a beaver creek in a swamp, trying to get my goat pasture ready for some more goats. Yeah.
Well, this is our second episode, so if you showed up for the first episode and then you showed up for the second episode,
It's not about farming. That's it's not about
It is
farming.
not about farming, but so welcome if it's your first time listening and or viewing, but if it's your second time listening and or viewing, we really appreciate you because we feel like you're a masochist and you just enjoy us beating up on people and watching pain.
Yeah, we're just flabbergasted you'd actually listen, so great. We're surprised to get views, so tune in more often. We like it.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah,
We had more than 4 viewers.
yeah. I told you. You were worried. You said we'd only have 3 viewers. I said, shit, we got more enemies than that.
Yeah, more haters. That's what you
Yeah,
told me.
more haters than that. We'll be fine.
I got more ex-wives than 3.
Yeah, exactly. They're all tuned in.
No, I have 3. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
they're not. So I don't want
Not
hater
yet.
asses.
Not yet. Once you get sponsors, they'll be tuning in.
We do have actual sponsors. None of these. It's not none of these.
Not sponsored by Evian.
Hit us up if you want to be. Evian. Slackers.
Yeah.
So you got anything going on in the news?
No, I'm usually a news junkie, but I've been so busy this week, I really haven't even been tuning in. I was
got
listening to music most of the mornings to get started. I can't wait to hear the story. I'm actually hoping you get me caught up on all the weird shit for the week.
I'm glad you said weird shit
That's all I'm interested in.
because that's really all I got. Other than this first news story. So a beach umbrella death. This comes from the Washington Post, but actually happened in South Carolina, Garden City. A woman was killed this week in Garden City after a beach umbrella flew into the air, then struck her. A tragic reminder that beach umbrellas can quickly become a dangerous projectiles. That's from the Washington Post.
Does it have the measurements of the umbrella?
We're getting there.
Okay.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
So far, what do you know?
That a woman was killed by a blowing umbrella on the beach.
All right.
Okay.
You're tracking. I'm with
All right.
you. All right. So after becoming airborne, the umbrella struck her and impaled a 63-year-old woman as she sat on the beach, according to the statements from Horry County spokesman. Horry County, that's in South Carolina, for the listeners and viewers.
That's Myrtle Beach.
That is by name, bitch, Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
Off-duty medical professionals and bystanders helped the woman before she was transported to the hospital, where she later died, according to the local reports. The umbrella was set free by winds of 10 to 15 miles per hour.
Yeah, I can see that. Does it say which end of the umbrella got her? Like, was she like a cocktail drink afterwards, or? I mean, I hate to joke about a woman's death, but it's unusual, I guess. It didn't have
It
her
is
name.
unusual. So according to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, you understand?
The people in charge of covering up umbrella deaths.
That's correct. There were 2,800 beach umbrella-related injuries treated in emergency rooms across the country between 2010 and 2018.
That's a lot.
2,800
Between what was the
in
time
8
period?
years. 8 years.
Oh, okay. You know, okay.
A December 2021 study from the Journal of Safety Research found that at least 5,512 beach umbrella incidents in the United States were referred to emergency rooms, and that the victims were disproportionately women over 40.
Not paying attention. Women over 40 that weren't paying attention. I guess you could get clipped by an umbrella just out of mishap, but you think it's got to make some sound coming in, right? I mean, they're colorful too. It's not like you're just right. I mean, it's not like they were super vigilant, aware people that got killed by umbrellas. That's for damn sure.
So that's your theory as to why it wasn't a 23-year-old male. Because he would have been quicker.
That's why we need somebody researching real fast to find out, like, how many young males are killed by umbrellas every year.
I'll get my research department right on that.
Right. I bet it's.
But the victims
Not a
were
lot.
disproportionately women over 40. And your reply was because they're old and slow?
I used to live at the beach. No, I didn't say they're old and slow. Old and slow.
Well, I'm 47.
Unaware.
So, like,
Yeah.
don't go to the beach,
Myrtle
Trey.
Beach. Well, I don't know. You've been around a lot of women. You know they're not really.
I've been around a couple.
Yeah. I mean, there's exceptions to every rule, but for the most part, situation awareness isn't very high up on their day-to-day routine, I guess.
Wind was involved in more than 50% of beach umbrella-related injuries, according to the study.
How many? What's the percentage? When? What?
Wind was involved
Yeah.
in more than 50% of beach umbrella-related injuries, according to a 2021 study.
And what was the rest?
Lacerations, contusions, and abrasions, and internal organ injuries made up the three most common injuries.
Internal injuries from the umbrella, huh?
Apparently.
Think that's tripping on it, or
The study suggested that policymakers should educate the public about the potential dangers of beach and patio umbrellas. So, my
Yes.
question right now. A 63-year-old woman died in South Carolina on a beach from being impaled by an umbrella, right? And they're pointing fingers at the policymakers, saying that
the policymakers.
policymakers should educate. Like it's on the policymakers to educate the public about the potential dangers of beach and patio umbrellas. Do you think that this falls onto the policymakers? Because you can go to Myrtle Beach or Horry County beaches and you can rent their umbrellas, right? So the lifeguards go out there at a certain time in the morning, be it 5:30 or 6:30 in the morning, and they go out there and they put the umbrellas in, and you got to go over there and you're like, hey, how much is this umbrella? And they're like $60 for 2 hours, and you're like, fuck that, I'm gonna get sunburned because I'd rather get sunburned than give your ass $60. So then I'm not a part of your umbrellas not sticking in the sand. That's my contribution.
They're renting killers. I don't know. I know that the shark attack number is drastically lower than that. Probably 1% of that. And the whole time you're sitting there thinking about sharks, and really the danger's coming from the fucking umbrellas. Who would have known?
Said 3,000 people a year are impaled by beach umbrellas.
3,000 a year impaled by beach umbrellas. I know there's 17,000 toothpick-related injuries every year.
Yeah.
That's why I don't allow toothpicks in my house. I had one shoved in my foot at one point. And from then on, I was like, no more. And actually, this week, a guy that works for me had to go home because one of his kids
I'm
had
like
a
a
toothpick
therapist.
stuck in his foot.
I'm like a therapist. Look,
Yep.
tell me about this toothpick incident, man.
Get a toothpick in your foot is no bueno.
Toothpick.
Don't even let them at your house. Just get the floss sticks.
In foot.
Toothpicks are for the birds.
I'll come back around to that
Yeah.
eventually. So, wind was involved in more than 50%. We went over that. The CPSC, That is, let me go back to that. Consumer Product Safety Commission.
Right. They're the real enemy.
Well, they're the one that provides the tips to the public on how to properly
They're the ones
properly.
that are,
Hold on, wait. It gets better. Properly set up a beach umbrella. That's their job, is to tell the public how to set up your beach umbrella, advising beachgoers to rock their beach umbrellas back and forth until they are, listen, 2 feet in the sand, and then tilt the umbrella into the wind to prevent them from blowing away.
do you hear that? How many lives is it going to take? Start installing your umbrellas properly, okay?
Wait,
We lost just one this week.
you dig in the sand a lot?
Yes.
2 feet is pretty deep.
Pretty deep.
And to stick a stick in the and go 2 feet, like that's
So
like
now
I'm saying
now
that
is the theory
what I'm
changing.
saying is that the average beachgoer cannot stab the sand with an umbrella.
I think you're saying women over 40 can't stab the sand with the umbrella properly.
It's like hook, line, and sinker. It's like hook, line, and sinker. I knew you was gonna bite on the whole women over 40 thing. That's why I added that shit in here.
Yep.
Right? Because I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I'm saying that
They're not
average
reading the instructions. They're not reading it. They're not going.
beachgoer cannot stab an umbrella in the ground and wedge it back and forth for 2 feet. And let's be honest, for those who are watching, if you did, how tall was your umbrella to begin with? 5 foot?
I don't know. I know they
So
are.
now it's all of a sudden you got 3 foot left above the sand. So you got to duck to get under your, like it's almost like a umbrella igloo at this point, right? Like it's so close to the sand. But what I'm saying is the average beachgoer cannot stab the sand, rock it back and forth for 2 feet, and then pack it in, tilt the whole umbrella towards the wind, because that's what they're suggesting.
Well, there's nothing saying they have to have an umbrella. Shit. If you can't put one in the ground and it's out there killing people.
But what you're saying, if I'm understanding you correctly, Matt, is that women over 40 don't have what it takes. Shit. All right.
No, I mean, I wonder if the person that put the umbrella down, are they liable for that?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
I don't know. That'd be a.
Like, how do you prove someone liable for that? I don't know.
I could just see that situation unfolding on the beach. Somebody bleeding out, and then the wife over there saying, "I told you, bury it 2 feet." You know,
right, and you're looking at him like, you're a woman over 40. You should have never done that.
yeah. Or you're Myrtle Beach drunk, and you're like, "What the hell happened with the with the umbrella? Where's my umbrella? Sunburn out here." I don't know. That's terrible. Rest in peace, lady.
It is, and I don't want to mention her by name, but no,
let's
it
not do that.
is sad, but it was shocking to know that 2,800 people a year
Well, you know
are
what?
injured by umbrellas flying.
Most beach umbrellas are just a straight pole going into the ground, right?
Yes, and that's what they're saying, that from now on they need to go 2 feet in the
They
ground.
should have some sort of disc on the bottom of that to put that in the sand, carry the sand. It wouldn't come out after that disc was in there. Something to hold it down, like concrete on the bottom of a fence pole.
Like a weight.
Not so much a weight as something to, stop it from being pulled up through the sand. So somebody get on that, design it. You'd save lives. You'll save lives, and you'll make Myrtle Beach a fun family place again. And put a stop to these fucking umbrella dealers out here ruining lives.
So to break it off,
Yeah.
listen, if you'd like to be a guest on our show,
We don't know what's wrong with you, why you would want to do that, but
email the show. Now, listen, you could be if you're a local guest, you could be on the show locally, but you got to have some contribution to our no nonsense bullshit that means nothing.
Yeah.
Right? If you
Yeah.
can't contribute to nothingness, we don't need you. But you don't have to be local. We can also take you in on a phone call. So just email the
Yeah.
show, the Bash Brothers, right?
Bash Brothers show.
Show
At Gmail.
You do know it. Look at you go. You've
I
been
do know.
studying.
Yeah, I told you I've just been busy. I haven't.
It's the Bash Brothers Show at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Right. Just email us and we'll coordinate with you. But you
Yeah.
got to have some something relevant.
And we really need some questions. We really want some stimulus because just us sitting in here, you know,
Matt likes stimulus.
it'd be way more entertaining if we have a victim.
Don't say that. then they don't want to show
Sign
up.
the victim list. Sign up.
So far, as of right now, there's not a waiver to be on the show, so hurry up. So, Matt, I got a question for you.
Bring it on.
What would you say you have a lot of?
Material wise,
What would you say you have a lot of?
plants. I have a lot of exotic tropical plants. Yes, too many. Matter of fact, I'm trying to get rid of some of them right now to get ready for winter coming. Yeah, too many plants, too many aquariums and fish. Also, that's something people might not know about me.
Talk about those aquariums.
He's gonna accuse me of being a hoarder.
Oh no! I didn't even bring that
It's
into
coming.
the conversation.
I have fish tanks set up nice at my house. He came to my house one time when I had a whole shipment of fish tanks sitting around that I had got secondhand from somewhere. And now I'm labeled as a hoarder.
First of all, the question was, what do you have a lot of? You brought up aquariums.
Problems.
You brought up aquariums. I said nothing of the sort. Or hoarders. You brought that up also. Maybe you're feeling a little guilty about all that. Do you still have a lot of aquariums?
Yeah, but I have them stored in a unit now. They're all stacked in there nice and neat. I have 3 of them set up at the house, like a 200
What kind
gallon.
of unit?
Uh,
Like one of those pods?
Sort of, but it was like the back of a refrigerated truck that I bought a couple of them, and they're sitting on the farm. I had to move to the farm, and they're basically a pod.
So you got so many aquariums that you had to buy a couple of trucks.
The problem compounds, yes.
Now listen, I'm not saying hoarder. You brought that into this equation.
I told it on myself.
Well,
I said it's just one of them has that in there. One of them is filled with about 60% of aquariums. Yeah. If there's any aquarium enthusiast listening, you know why
there's not.
You can't get. There's probably not.
I was surprised that we was in the triple digits for the first listeners. But
Right.
I can almost guarantee you that out of those triple digits, not one of them is like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, I'm an aquarium collector. Bring it.
You'll be surprised. You'd be surprised.
No, I doubt it.
Yeah, there's a lot of aquarium people out there. You my aquarium people, hit me up in the with some aquarium questions. I'll hook you up. I'm a planted freshwater guy.
I have been told that I have too many T-shirts.
I don't. You got too many T-shirts?
Yeah, that's what I've been told.
I've seen your closet. I don't think you got too many.
What the fuck are you doing in my closet? Let's talk about that for a moment. Time out. What were you doing in my closet? Was I there?
Yeah, you were there, man.
Okay.
You were showing me something in your closet that you had gotten for a birthday present in the closet.
All right, yeah.
I'm not going to disclose what that was, but yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, that
Yeah.
tracks.
What do you think you have too many of?
T-shirts. Yeah. Well, no.
That's
well,
what people said, but what do you think you have too many of?
I didn't think I did until it was brought to my attention.
I don't think you can have too many T-shirts unless it's like becoming a storage issue in the house.
Yeah, maybe. I usually wear the same 10 or 11, so you got about a 1 in 10 shot to seeing the same shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I get that a lot of from.
How many T-shirts do you think you have in your closet?
Just my closet?
Yeah, like how many do you have in general rotation where you can get
hanging up.
to? Yeah, where you can get to.
12.
That's not a lot. That's not a lot. I've got.
But folded
I got
in,
that many work shirts, man.
folded in the drawer, I probably have another 22.
That's not a lot. No.
That's not a lot.
Nah.
So what you're saying is, in comparison to the amount of T-shirts I have, the number of aquariums you have is astronomical.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of aquariums. I've got probably that many T-shirts too, man.
What are you gonna do with all the aquariums? What's the plan? There? Just leave them in the truck, let it be someone else's problem.
The truck is next to a building that I'm retrofitting to put in a fish room. So a lot of those tanks will be used, and whatever I can't find room for after I set that up, I'll get rid of.
Fish room.
Fish room.
Put that on the roll.
Anybody that's in the aquarium hobby will know that one tank's just the beginning. You get one tank and you're like, oh, it'd be really cool to have this other set up. And
Aquarium hobby.
I'm a dork, whatever. I like plants and aquariums with plants in them. But they're kind of complementing each other. I use the aquarium water to water the plants, my exotic plants, and I use them to root my plants also. My
Which
cuttings.
aquariums?
And you're into plants also, so
I am into plants, not aquariums.
yeah. You need an aquarium if you got plants.
I could
I'm gonna get 'em
probably
hooked,
get one
watch.
on a good deal out of one of your
I think you
trucks.
know a guy. I got fish to go in there too. Plants, I got everything you need.
Usually when I'm buying something out of the back of a truck, it's not an aquarium.
We'll round your load off with something else when you come pick one up.
Say that again. Round my load off.
Round your load off, yeah.
And with the hand gesture.
Yeah.
The bedroom eyes, the hand gesture. Round my load
The
off.
overalls. How
It's
can
working.
you resist?
Keep it funny. It's working. All right. So one of our viewers wanted to know.
Oh, we got a question.
We do got questions. What is a non-sexual thing you find attractive?
I mean, God knows, this is a whole nice landscaping, exotic cars.
Oh, wait. Are you talking pubic hair or are you talking like front yard with some flowers?
No, you know,
some
nice
tulips?
landscaping. Somebody's taking care of their landscape. When you drive by, you're like, damn, these dudes don't miss a beat. It's looking nice. Like the grass is cut. Everything, was intentionally planned out. Yeah, that's nice. I like to keep my place looking nice as much as I can.
So landscape.
What? It's attractive. Are we talking about?
Listen, dog, listen. There is no wrong answer here.
Yeah.
The question at hand is, in fact, what is a non-sexual thing you find attractive? Like, it can be landscaping.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Landscape.
No one gonna fuck with you
It's
on
like the unsung labor of love. Like when you drive, you're only driving by it for a half second. You see, and you're like, wow, and that's it. It's gone out of your mind after that. But somebody worked their ass off to get it to look like that and make sure the neighborhood looked nice.
And you
I
find
like
that attractive.
Yeah, I like that. It's a nice way to represent.
Doesn't matter if it's like a 63-year-old man or
No,
24-year-old
no, it doesn't
woman.
matter. No,
Right? Yeah.
no, yeah.
I bet, yeah.
Anybody can earn my respect in that field.
It's good
Yeah.
to know that I'm out there hurting myself for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, people do appreciate it. Yeah.
It's good to know. Now, what?
How about you? Let's ask you that same question.
Um,
Something non-sexual. Guns. Guns. That's another one for me.
non-sexual that I find attractive is effort. Effort. I would
Yeah.
say effort.
That falls in the same landscaping category.
Yeah.
Effort. A bunch of tires sitting out front. It's fucking McDonald's wrappers.
I
chewed up
see.
by the
I see
dog.
how you drew the line to cutting the grass and effort. Yeah. No, I mean more of a. Not the fucking landscape. You can go cut my grass for
Man,
me,
it's-
and I wouldn't find that to be attractive. I'd appreciate it. I'd be like, fuck yeah, that's nice. I don't have to do it this
Do
week.
you edge your driveway?
I edged the shit out
Yeah.
of my whole yard, dude. You haven't been there yet. I got
I haven't
so
been to
much.
your new
I got so
house.
much sidewalk, dude. Like I got the longest sidewalk, the longest
I
road
think-
front in the whole neighborhood.
I think I said that when you bought the place. I was like, you about to do a whole bunch of weed eating.
And I call it edging because I like to edge the shit.
I'm
out
talking
of
about edging where you're cutting the line down the concrete or your walkway, you're digging that line.
Would you
down
think
to-
I was talking about sexual? You freak.
Some people call weed eating. We're in the South. I don't know. Some people call it edging. We call it weed eating, but then there's
I
edging.
edge all the straight lines of weed eat my whole yard.
All right. How long does that take you?
Me, because I'm crippled and I have issues, about 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And I have this walk behind mower that kind of pulls itself. Actually, it kind of pulls me.
Self-propelled lawnmower.
Yeah, and I probably wouldn't be able to finish it if it wasn't.
So you
for
got
that.
it's actual push cut. You got a push mower?
I have a push mower. Yeah,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
that's cool. Puts a
Yeah.
nice cut on.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
It hurts me though, but I get it done.
Yeah.
I get the boys out there to help me sometimes.
Nice.
But I enjoy standing back and looking at my work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get a certain amount of pride for getting it done yourself.
Yeah. What other categories is this effort that you appreciate manifesting itself?
I would say out of the normal effort, right? Like
Somebody going above and beyond?
yeah, absolutely. That's what I find to be attractive.
You're
That's-
saying that like in a person, like in a relationship type?
yes, I wasn't talking about the landscaping aspect of it until you
Right.
brought it up. Like,
Right.
That's what you find attractive. That's non-sexual.
Well, what about something that you visually appreciate? Like other than like,
Wouldn't
what
that
would
be
you
effort though?
No, like visual. What's something that's not sexual that's visually attractive to you? That's something?
I'm using the same answer though, effort, because like
So landscaping, right? Let's move past it. We got it.
like listen, there's a difference between a woman that don't give a damn. Yeah.
Yeah, clean
She
house.
hadn't brushed her teeth in 2 days.
Yeah,
Yeah, like give me some sugar. No, don't give me some sugar. You ain't brushed
Yeah.
the damn.
That's just
your,
my
your
type.
breath kicking like Chuck Norris. That's
that's just my
That's
type.
right up Matt's
email
alley.
me, email me, Ray.
all right. So what non-sexual thing do you find non-attractive? Like what would be the opposite of your fucking trimmed yard and edged driveways? What's the opposite of that? That turns you off. You're driving down the road and it's like a shitty yard. It hadn't been edged. It's never been weed eated.
Well, yeah, that just looks bad.
And you're like, fucking plant a flower and cut your grass,
Right.
jackass.
You know, I kind of thought this would come up this time for some reason too. But have you ever heard the term wabi sabi? It's a Japanese term.
No.
You ever heard it, Kenny?
There's
It-
a sushi place down the street called Wasabi Cafe.
No, this isn't wasabi. That's like that's a root.
Some cafe down the road.
This is just like it's a term that means finding beauty in something that's imperfect or flawed or something like that. Kind of like a teacup that might have a nick in it or something like that. Or,
Is that why you like me so much?
yeah. Fucked up as a can of worms.
Soup sandwich.
Yeah, but no, I mean you can find, I guess it's easy when you have an eye like that. You can find beauty in a lot of things, even fucked up places sometimes. But I guess I don't know, filth, stuff like that's unattractive. Like it's gross. Somebody that's just, something that's just been neglected. I guess.
You know what I find non-attractive?
Yeah.
Lack of effort.
Yeah. Well, you see that all
Filth.
day long.
Filth.
Filth,
Yeah, I don't do
dirty
the whole,
parking lots.
Well,
I don't
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, you see these pictures online, and you see how dirty the area. Like somebody takes a selfie, and you look behind them. They fucking clean your mirror, Jesus.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a little Windex goes a long way.
Yeah, or a bunch of clutter.
Yeah, just you can't even see the carpet. Yeah, lack of effort. I find
Yeah,
that
they might as well
totally-
go outside,
Might as well.
like take some pictures in the bushes or something.
Well, then they
You're
wouldn't turn
fucked up,
you
bro.
on because their yard hasn't been edged.
Better make sure that landscaping's tight. I'd be like, nice tits. You need to mow. You need to cut the grass. Nice tits. Your gutters are overflowing with leaves. Like
That's what they need you for, my guy.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I know how to run that weed eater for sure.
So, been to any local events lately? When's the last time you've been to? And for the listeners and viewers, I'm talking about a BDSM event. If you don't know what the term BDS or the initials acronym BDSM stands for, please just Google it and save us all the time. But
It's been quite some time for me, actually. Maybe 2 years, at least.
so you're almost a virgin again.
For events, yeah.
Right, you added 4 events.
But I mean, I used to host events, stuff like that. I just really haven't found the time, or I didn't feel like it was been the right
Priorities.
timing. Yeah,
Yeah, we all got to have priorities.
yeah, So tell me about this one you went to.
Yeah, went to one this past weekend and took Star with me. Took the old bride out for the weekend.
His wife in primary.
That's right. And was excited, man, because I didn't have anyone else with me, and she actually has other partner, so that other partner wasn't there either. So like I was excited to scene with my primary.
You want to explain? You want to tell everybody about your relationship dynamics and the people that you're in dynamics with?
Yeah, I kind of get into it a little bit. I have a BDSM house in the BDSM lifestyle, and in doing that, I have multiple submissives. One being my primary, she stays at home with me 24/7. That's the one I married, and then I have some others, and you'll learn about them as we keep going through the series of conversation. But being able to go somewhere with just my primary is kind of special, and I was looking forward to being able to sing with her. So I don't want to mention any names because we are affiliated with a lot of people. But
yeah, that's one of the number one rules of probably any underground activities is
no names.
No names. Keep your mouth shut. That sort of thing. So we can talk about it without using specifics, locations.
But as far as events go, I got to tell you, I wasn't very pleased with the area. With the event in itself, I've been there before and had a couple of good times.
You've been to this venue.
Yeah, and the venue itself is pretty nice. I mean, it's outside, but it's all concreted and etc. They have several different play areas.
Now, explain to somebody that doesn't know anything about it what that might entail. What a venue for that sort of thing is.
Venue is somewhere that's kind of a hush hush. You don't get in if you don't know someone. You don't know the location if you don't know someone. It's one of those eyes wide shut scenarios.
And these venues can be a number of different places. They can be homes. They could be houses that are set up just for that sort of thing. They
Warehouses.
Could be a warehouse.
Yeah, there's places that
nightclub.
The whole place is built on the premise.
Right. There's lots of different ones. Some of them are only temporary.
This one's outside, but it's nice.
And this is a permanent venue. This is what this place
is. Yeah,
exists to be.
It was completely built around the idea of being a BDSM venue.
Okay. So what takes place? What kind of stuff they got going on there?
I just wasn't feeling it, man. Like it just wasn't a good vibe the whole night, right? So it's like $30 a couple, which I'm not quite sure I wrap my mind around charging $20 a person, but $30 a couple, because you might as well just charge everyone $15, right?
Yeah.
You see the math there. Like if you're not willing to pay the extra $5 because you're single,
yes,
right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But you're charging me $15 anyway. So it's not everyone charges.
Some places have higher.
That's what I was just going to say. Everyone charges different amounts, man.
Yeah.
Some places you go, it gets crazy because if you show up as polyam, or if you show up with multiple submissives, then you got to pay for each one of those. So most of them don't even account for polyams or polycules.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that strange? Isn't that strange? I noticed that too.
I think that's what I was saying. I think it is strange, and I think if everyone would be better off if you just did a per person charge.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to break this shit down into thruples, fours or sixes, sevens. I don't know.
Just a flat rate.
Yeah, just
warm body.
$15 a person.
Warm per body.
So there's supposed to be snacks and beverages and such and such provided. So because you kind of wonder, like, well, all right, I'll pay the $30. I don't need snacks and beverages.
Were you disappointed with the snacks?
No.
That's what it sounds like.
I drink a lot of water.
Their water?
No, I drink a lot of water in general.
Okay.
Right. So, but I was thirsty. That's what I'm getting at.
You were thirsty.
I was thirsty, but that's okay. I could be thirsty. I've been thirsty in my life. I'm not complaining about it.
Okay.
But and the area is great. Right? They got a lot of different areas. They got a cross over here. They got netting over here. There's hard points.
There's
everywhere.
people who listen don't know what in the world you're talking about.
Probably not. But
There's
maybe
equipment that's used for certain different play activities in this party scenario that he's talking about.
Yeah.
So the place was set up nice with furniture. They had the area was
spanking
nice.
benches. A couple of those
Yeah.
benches made for spanking.
Yeah.
All right. And they had a nice solid St. Andrew's cross.
Okay.
All right. For the listeners and viewers that don't know, St. Andrew's cross is actually biblical. Comes from the Bible. Did you know that?
Yes.
It's an X because the Saint Andrew was crucified on a cross. That was an X because he wasn't worthy enough of a cross like this. There you
Right.
go. So,
But it's an easy piece of furniture to mount somebody up on, and that would probably be the primary piece of furniture that get used.
and that's
at
the
an
one I
event
was
like
waiting
this.
on
Okay.
for my story. So, but the vibe, it was the vibe, man. It wasn't the area. The area was totally cool, right? Like, I mean, the venue in itself was nice,
Yeah.
right? I've been there before. I've seen there before with different submissives. I've had different scenes, right? But the problem is it was really the music. And when I say, first of all, I don't expect anyone to cater to me.
You're blowing people's mind by just skipping over some of these terms and stuff.
Wait a minute. Music? I got to explain music?
No, you said scenes and stuff. People don't know what on earth.
I
you're
think
talking
more
about.
people know than you think. Like, the people that are listening already know.
Mm-mm.
No?
No,
All right.
we're very
Hmm.
in the minority. There may be a lot of people that read 50
Well,
Shades
let
of
me
Grey,
start
but-
with the music,
Okay.
okay? It can go from George Jones. This is quite literal.
Yeah.
It
So
went
I want to get something clear. This isn't a wild sex party that he's talking about. This isn't. I mean, sometimes things can get a little crazy, but where he's talking about isn't what you might think of as an orgy or anything like that. There's things going on. It's basically a play space that's open for people to come and use and enjoy in a semi-public space where there's other like-minded people operating there. But sexual activity is usually a small part of it. It's usually more along the lines of people getting hurt or tied up.
Hurt.
Yes.
So spankings.
Yeah. I just wanted to explain a little bit more so people weren't so lost.
And during those spankings, when people are getting hurt, there's generally music played.
Right. There's usually some sort of music that has a nice beat that you can follow to.
Right. And at this event,
Right.
it literally went from George Jones to the SpongeBob song. That I'm not making that up.
While things were taking place.
While things were happening.
Yeah. Some of these places can be kind of goofy. I've never seen that happen. Do you know who was in charge of that?
Yeah. The venue operator. To which I approached because I've known him for a little while.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, listen, man, the music's kind of all over the place. Right. I was wondering if we could do anything about that. And dude's like, sure. No problem. We can hook your phone up. Is your phone Bluetooth? I'm like, fuck. It's 2022. Yeah, my phone's Bluetooth. I don't have a flip phone like Mountain Matt.
I don't have a flip phone, but I'm strongly considering going back to one.
And so he was like, well, all right, let's get you hooked up. Well, we were waiting on the St. Andrew's cross, which I just explained, right? Because someone was using that piece of equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, I'm waiting on this. I said, when it's open, I'll come get you. Right? And so we waited and we waited. Enough said. I was just the whole time.
And that's pretty normal.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely normal.
Yeah.
What's not normal was the music that was being played. Like, I've never been to an event or a venue that played the kind of music that was being. It was atrocious. Like,
yeah.
crazy.
Usually when these things are taking place, people are in a heavy mindset. And making light during those times isn't something that's usually appreciated.
It's hard to get into a mindset listening to George Jones and then having George Jones, period. Right? You feel me on that? Like, I wouldn't want to do a scene or anything like that to George Jones. Like,
Yeah.
getting carried away.
Yeah.
See what I did there? Anyway, so we waited. The equipment finally became available, and so I told Star, right, my primary, I was like, listen, I want you to take the bag. I had toys in the bag, and they had a table laid out next to the cross. I said, just lay my toys out on the table. I'm going to go find so-and-so.
Hold on a second. I think this would be a good segue to show off your new toy. So people will have an idea of what you're talking about.
You hand me that right there? It's draped over my bag there, Ken.
Now, you procured this weekend?
I did. I actually bought this at the event, so
So this is...
I don't want to mention the name of the vendor, But yeah, no, this is a nice little cat.
So when he's talking about toys, he's not talking about GI Joes or dildos. I mean, that might be in the bag. I mean, they're but usually it's gonna be filled with things made of leather.
Yeah,
wood.
they had some vendors at the event, and we actually bought a couple of toys.
Right.
Star actually got one too.
Yeah, this is real nice. Cat
So
of 9.
yeah, cat of 9. So we waited and patiently, which, like you said, is quite par for the course.
Yeah, you sort of wait on your time slot to come up. Everybody's times are different, but you sort of respectfully wait for your time to get up on the right piece of
And
equipment.
we waited, etc. And it became our time. So I told her to get the toys laid out,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to find so and so. Couldn't find them. Walked all over the place, man. I looked everywhere. Like I got my submissive over. I got my slave over here, like getting in the mindset. Right, you understand? She's laying the toys out, and that's putting her in her headspace, which is big in the lifestyle.
It's part of a ritual to get somebody ready for
A scene or a beating or a spanking or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. A lot of people have these steps going towards that signify that you're getting ready, and the steps are, laying toys out. Some people have kneeling before the cross. Lots of different protocols on that. But
Absolutely. So I finally, I couldn't find him. I finally found so-and-so's partner, and it was like, I'll send somebody else over to help you. And I'm like, fine, whatever it takes. Let me get my music playing because I can't sing to this. And so I go in to get my music playing. Longer story short, I couldn't get my music playing. Their system's pretty outdated. It wouldn't sync to my phone. But while doing that, somebody came up behind me, screamed because their buddy was standing next to me, and they was trying to scare their buddy. Scared the shit out of me, which for the viewers and listeners that don't know, I have very severe PTSD. And at that point, my whole headspace was ruined, man.
so you packed it up?
Packed it up and walked out there, told Stars. I hated it too, man, because I was in the headspace. Like, I was feeling it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and I'm there. Like, I'm ready to get this thing going because it's been a while since I've had a really good scene with my primary, and this is a perfect opportunity because I don't have any of my other submissives with me, and she don't have anyone with her. You know what I'm saying? So it was the perfect opportunity. So I was like primed. I was ready to rock and roll, and all of that shit happened. And we were out of there by 9:30. Paid $30. 9:30, I'm gone.
Man,
The best thing that happened was my cat and nine tail.
Yeah. It's always a big disappointment when things don't work out when you're getting ready for something like that also.
Yeah, kids do that too.
Yeah. I mean, they can ruin your plans for going
Quick.
out. Yeah.
Quick. But I wanted, as bad as the event, and it was okay. Like, I'm not saying it was the worst event I've ever been to because there has been worse than that. You've been to some of those.
Yeah. That's why I
so-
started hosting some of my own events, was
Right.
to kind of get rid of that.
But we were out of there by 9:30, and she's like, I was like, you hungry? She's like, yeah, I can eat. And I'm like, yeah.
So if you could give this host a couple pieces of advice on hosting events in the future, what would those be?
I would say absolutely. If you're charging someone a premium price to get in, you better be attentive. You need to have monitors. There was no DMs.
A DM is, you want to tell everybody what that is?
That's a dungeon monitor. That's what DM stands for. It's people that are not intoxicated, not taking any.
It's basically a referee that's keeping an eye on things, somebody that's designated.
Sober.
Yeah.
A sober referee walking around the event that can help other people who need things.
So if you're getting ready to have one of these types of parties out in the middle of nowhere somewhere and it's your first time, somebody that is experienced needs to be designated as a DM. It's probably one of the most, other than your security and keeping people's privacy intact, that's probably the most important thing when it comes to hosting an event, is having one of those. It lets people know that you're serious about hosting an event and keeping people safe, and it lets people know that
When I had to walk around for like 15 minutes looking for someone in charge of something, at that point it's just more aggravating than it is anything. You know what I mean? Because you shouldn't have to look that hard to find someone who can help.
huge liability.
Yeah, it really is at someone's private property.
Yeah.
So if I had to give advice, I'd say be more attentive and have some DMs out there.
That's kind of one of the reasons why I haven't really been to many events lately. I'm not going to put myself at risk by being around people or at venues that allow
I know.
that don't do any vetting and allow people in there that could be dangerous.
Yeah.
And then you're rubbing elbows with those people and you don't even know.
Well, I probably, honestly, I don't think I'll be going back for sure.
Yeah.
Right. But, I feel like you're charging me $30 for me and one other person. But I don't really feel like he was charging his friends. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Your friends are getting in for free, but they're not putting in any work.
Yeah.
They should be your monitors. They should be the people walking around and asking.
And we know, I mean, because we've hosted events like pretty much together, and we know how that goes. I mean, I don't know.
But the event was one thing.
Ruining somebody's night is a whole. It's shameful, man. It really is. Especially, I mean, you think people might have got babysitters and a wax and everything to go out that night. You know.
And I did get waxed before I went out.
Yeah, and then just because you want to have a good time instead of being responsible, you ruin, multiple people's nights.
Well, that wasn't certainly the most exciting thing for my Saturday night. Let me tell you what happened after we left the event.
Let's hear it.
This was really when it got interesting because we were hungry. And she was like, "What do you want?" I was like, "Just fuck it." I was kind of upset. I was like, this twat waffle done come up behind me and screamed and set my anxiety levels to an all-time high. And so I'm just like kind of pissed off. I'm like, I just want a burger, man. Let's go to Wendy's and grab a burger. Well, of course I live in South Carolina and it's 9:30 and every goddamn thing rolls the fuck up and shuts down at 9 o'clock.
Why is this? Man, Charlotte, like,
it's crazy.
This whole
man.
area is like that at night.
I can't even get a burger at 9:30. I was so. Anyway, she was
we
like,
went to Jack in the Box one night and it's open. We went to the window. They were like, "Yeah, sorry, no, we can't."
Listen to our fat asses because we can't fucking eat a burger. Fucking champagne problems, man. So she drove through Wendy's. They were closed 9:30. I had to deal with that for a moment. And I'm like, fuck it. Just go to Arby's and see if they're still open. So we go by Arby's, and it looks closed. There's one vehicle in the parking lot. And she's like, I'm just going to pull up and see if they're open. So she pulled up to the drive-thru, and this young lady comes on the mic. This true story honestly happened. Young lady comes on the mic. She said, I'll take your order when you're ready. And as soon as she said ready, you heard someone in the background go, I'm going to fucking kill you. I swear to God that happened. And so Star looks at me and I look at her and she's like, did that just happen? And like, it was legit. Like, I felt like on this end of the microphone, whoever was on the other end of the microphone was in trouble. Like, that's legit the way it came across because it was scary.
I'm going to fucking kill you.
No, it was more quicker. Like, it was like, I'm going to fucking kill you. And the mic cut. As soon as
shit.
like, it was pretty wild. And she's like, I don't know what to do. Like it was alarming. And so I'm like, just order like normal. So she orders like normal. Now, we CWP, we have weapons with us, so like I was ready, dog. I'm like, they're being robbed or some shit, like, tell me this is happening. I've been training for this for at least 3 weeks.
Dre's getting ready to go commando in the Wendy's.
No, Wendy's was closed. This was Arby's.
Oh, Arby's. Yeah.
Anyway, so she orders and, she gives the price and nothing else weird happened there. And she's like, do I just pull up? Man, you pull up slow. When you're pulling up, pull up slow.
Did you have your punchline planned out when you went in there?
I had something planned out.
You're like, welcome to Arby's. We got the lead.
We're just pulling up to the drive-thru, but I had a weapon available. Let's put it that way. And so we're pulling up, and this little young skinny ass kid, little white kid, comes walking up to the window. Ginger, red, like bright red hair.
He works there?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Right. So he's got an Arby's shirt on.
Right.
And he comes to the window and he busts through the window, And he's like, hey, it's going to be a few more minutes for your order. Everything's getting ready. And then he's looking at me and Star and he's like, did y'all hear anything weird over the microphone? And when he's doing that, like he's leaning out the window and he's just like tweaking, though. Like his hands, his fingers is just tweaking.
What time of night is this?
It was 9:45. We left the event at 9:30. It's 9:45, and this, if I can say it, you remember few years back at the Batman movie when this kid goes crazy and starts shooting people?
Yeah. The pink-haired guy.
That's what this kid looked like.
Oh, great.
Yeah. And so, like, my response to that was, I mean, Star was just, you know, and my response was, he's like, did you hear anything weird? And he's just tweaking it out. And my response was like, nope. Did she say the wrong price or something? Because I truly think something's going on in this Arby's. Like,
right.
you know, and then I see somebody else come around the corner with an apron on, and it's just, at the end of the day, it's just some fucking, like, 17-year-old tweaking at Arby's. But yeah, that was my exciting ass Saturday night. Cost me $30 and plus more at Arby's.
Yeah. What do you get from Arby's when you go?
Whatever she normally brings me.
Do you eat Arby's, Kenny?
Yeah, dude.
You ever had that their hero, their gyro?
Oh yeah. No, I've had the Euro. You know, they got a whole like secret menu.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can ask for the Munster, and apparently it's like $18 a sandwich, but it's got like all this shit.
I don't need that. That's fucking crazy.
Straight original beef and cheddar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I normally get.
We can't eat that with the mustache and the beard. It's like, you know, you probably know it too. Go through a whole like 2 inches of napkins trying to get that cheddar cheese.
I watched you drinking coffee one morning, and every time you drink coffee, it's this rag. It just brings it up to his lip. Yeah, I'm like, why don't you just trim that out the way?
Yeah, I like it. I like it going down over my lip.
Yeah, we've had this whole
Yeah.
conversation about
I got a
your
thin
lip.
top lip. It's not that bad.
It's thin. It's a thin top lip.
It's not that bad. Yeah.
So the moral of the story is, don't always shoot the crazy-looking kid at the Arby's window
Yeah.
just because he's tweaking, and they saying some weird shit over the microphone.
He knew you heard him. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, he was scared. It was weird, bro. That's all I can really say.
Yeah. Threat level Arby's.
So we're gonna play a word association game.
Awesome.
Before we end this show, I'm going to throw out some words, and I want Mountain Matt to throw back what he gets out of it. You ready?
Okay. Like
You ready?
A verbal Rorschach test. Let's
Yeah.
roll. Let's
All
do that.
First word, beta.
Beta male. That's from one of my favorite YouTubers, Jesse Lee Peterson.
What does the word beta mean to you?
Beta male.
Okay, what does so when I say beta, you say beta male. What does beta male mean to you?
I mean, I think we all know what that means. Just a follower, man, not a leader.
Okay,
Follow.
fair enough. All right, next word, dildo.
I don't have anything on that one. You know,
You're
that's
speechless?
that's one of my go-to insults. You fucking dildo.
Okay.
That's a good thing to call somebody. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right, next word, poverty.
I need a fucking sandwich. That's what it feels like. Poverty. Like
I
I'm
say
hungry right
poverty, you want a sandwich.
now. Poverty. I want a sandwich. As long as you got a sandwich, you're not that impoverished. You'll be all right. You can make it to the next day.
Next word, booby.
Booby. I can't wait to get home to get in between some boobies.
Tell me how you got into the BDSM lifestyle.
That's not word association. That's telling on myself.
But you see how I got right into it. That's good journalism.
That's good journalism. How I got into it, I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. Like, I can tell you like the first time. Man, let's save that conversation for another time.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, that'd probably be long. We probably have to do a deep dive on that one.
Next word, clitorius.
Where's the clitoris?
You don't know where it's at?
No, lost it a long time ago. Can't find it. Sorry, honey.
So what do you know is going on in the news?
Man, what you've told me, I thought you had some more weird stories on there.
I got a lot of weird stories.
Let's hear another one or two of them. We got time? Yeah, we got enough time for one at least.
One more weird story. Well, how about some weird laws still on the books?
Yeah, okay.
All right. Biting someone's arm off
Off?
is illegal in Rhode Island.
Oh, okay.
Rhode Island has a law against biting off the limbs of another person. It's a shame you have to legislate stuff like that.
I'm trying to think of why that would have came about. The only thing I think of is biting a baby's arm off or something. You couldn't get through a grown person's arm.
Mighty bold of you
No fucking
to
way.
assume.
That is one thing I've seen. I did see a cannibalism video this week. It was on that. Are you in that World Star Fights
Was I
group?
involved?
Oh, man, yeah. This dude was on top of a burning tire and it like a war zone somewhere, and homeboy was pulling pieces off of him and eating it out there, and people were cheering him on. Anyways, I don't know how that stuff finds its way on Facebook, but it was a legit cannibalism in the middle of the street video.
Bath salts?
No. No. It wasn't bath salts. It was like, I'm glad this fucker's dead. I'm going to eat some pieces of his legs.
Teachers can't talk about hand holding in Tennessee. It's a law.
They can't talk about hand
They
holding?
cannot talk about hand holding in Tennessee. The Gateway Sexual Behavior Law in Tennessee prevents teachers from discussing anything that might be considered a gateway to sex. That includes kissing and hand holding.
Or if that means they can't have policies against that in school. I guess so. Can't talk
The
about it. Can't
Gateway
make a rule.
Sexual Behavior Law. That's a law, Tennessee.
But the teachers aren't allowed to talk about it.
Well, that's, yeah. It specifically stops the teachers from being able to discuss anything that's considered a gateway to
So
sex.
if they can't discuss it, they can't regulate it. So I guess kids in Tennessee can walk down the hallways holding hands.
At this point, my question is, what is considered
from
a
Tennessee,
gateway
let
to
us know.
sex to you?
I mean, I like to hold hands with my old lady before I get it on. I don't know about you. I'm like, yeah.
Hands. I'm not holding hands.
I'm just
How long we got? Got 4
Are you,
minutes. I think we got enough time to do a Am I the Asshole segment for the episode.
fan favorite? Am I the asshole?
Am I the Asshole? And we're going to use one of our sponsors.
All right.
You ready for that?
Yeah.
Am I the Asshole is brought to you by Mountain Matt Sweet Tea. Made properly, improperly, with the creek waters from some mountain we've never heard of. It's the tea that tastes like tea with a slight hint of diabetes. So the next time you're parched, get yourself a tall glass of Mountain Matt Sweet Tea, bringing you that amber sweetness you've come to love. Mountain Matt Sweet Tea. It's the tea that tastes like tea.
Oh, hell yeah. If I was the director and CEO of Bojangles, I'd be like, get this man sponsored right now. Get him.
So, Am I the Asshole brought to you by Mountain Matt Sweet Tea. This comes from Anonymous. All right, here we go. This person comes from Michigan, by the way. Can you believe we have someone in Michigan?
Have you ever been to Michigan?
Once for a funeral.
Sounds terrible. I don't ever hope
It's
to go
really
there.
close to Washington. It's hard to get through. All right, so this comes from Michigan Anonymous. Am I the asshole? My friend's girlfriend is a total bitch.
Surprise.
He and I used to be close and would talk about everything. And this girlfriend comes in and now he's less talkative and is upset no one likes her, Matt. When she's a total bitch, her words. She's rude, doesn't talk to anyone, and no one likes her. Everyone has told him she's not nice, and he keeps saying that she is nice and she's trying. But we never see her trying. He asked me why no one likes her, and I flat out told him she's a bitch. Am I the asshole for saying the complete truth? Which, if I'm the asshole, by the way, I'm okay. What do you think, Matt?
What do you think about that? Because I've got something to say about that. What do you think about that?
I think that this person opened up the door for it. Like, he flat out asked her. This is right here. He just asked. He asked me why no one likes her, and I flat out told him she's a bitch. What do you think?
The guy asked the anonymous writer.
The anonymous writer was friends
And
with,
then-
with this guy.
Uh-huh.
And then the guy gets a girlfriend. and then the guy starts ignoring all of his. It sounds like this person was a little whipped.
A story as old as time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think every new relationship kind of needs its own space. Maybe some of the old friends get pushed out. It's just a thing that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody's already being that standoffish with their friend's new partner, yeah, that's the person's going to choose their partner over their old friends. Like,
So you
guaranteed.
think this person, the anonymous person's the asshole?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should be more understanding and get to know your best friend's new lover.
There you have it. Anonymous from Minnesota. I don't think this person was an asshole because this person flat out asked. Like if you ask me something and I tell you the truth, that makes me an asshole?
No, I didn't say that.
Well, I mean, that's what happened here. Like this person asked this person why no one likes this person.
I
and
think
this
the
person said
anonymous
she's a
per-
bitch.
The anonymous person should try to get to know the new girlfriend after. Give them a little bit of grace period for courting.
I don't have the information in the grace period.
Yeah,
The only real key to me was he asked. Like if he didn't want to know, then don't ask. Like
Yeah.
concentrate on your relationship, but he asked.
yeah.
And if you ask and I tell you, if you say, "Hey Dre, does these overalls make my ass look big?"
Oh,
And
she
I'm
wasn't
like-
an asshole for telling him the truth that she was a bitch, but maybe the writer should have given that girl a little bit more fair shake. Because if that's your best friend choosing that person, there's probably some redeeming qualities there somewhere.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so I'd say we're about 50-50 on that. Kind of, you're kind of an asshole.
Yeah, give the person a fair shake and mind your own business for a little while.
Fair shake, mind your own business. But he did ask. Just saying. Like, I keep going back to that. Like, don't ask me and then get mad at me for my honest answer.
Yeah.
Like, everyone wants honesty until you're honest. At that
Yeah.
point, then you're becoming an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you have it. This segment of Am I an Asshole brought to you by Mountain Matt Sweet Tea.
I love it. We're going to get it going.
We appreciate you guys coming in and listening to us and watching us on the channel.
Yeah,
Matt?
we're going to try to keep our episodes around 1 hour so it's easier to listen to for you guys, maybe on the way to work or whenever. It's a little bit easier to digest than
Yeah.
listen to us straight for 2 hours.
You know, when you need to listen to a whole bunch of nothing about nothing with
Yeah.
a couple of people that you kind of agree with. We're your
Yeah.
guys.
Tune in.
Yeah. Till next week, we appreciate you showing up. We're
Thanks.
the Bash Brothers,
Mountain Matt
Mountain Matt.
and
Hey,
Chef Dre.
Listen, I'm Chef Dre. This is Mountain Matt. We're the Bash Brothers reminding you to dodge potholes, not people. But hey,
And email
that's
us
our
some
opinion.
questions. Email us some questions, subscribe to our channel, and stay up with our new content. We're going to be putting some stuff out.
Stay safe, make good choices, and stay kinky.